everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Claire. I'm an intuitive, I'm a coach, and what I like to call myself is a conscious creator. And what that means for me is that I like to create content that hopefully brings people messages that are helpful for them in their lives. So I hope this video is helpful for you. Okay, so I've done a few videos leading up to this that were about connecting with your guardian angel, connecting with your spirit guides, doing the inner work. And leading on from that, I felt like I really want to share how energy and energy work and energy healing can play a role in your journey. So, to start with, I want to share that energy work does not have to be done by a practitioner, although it can be helpful. You can go for Reiki, you can go for energy healing, you can go for a Qigong class, you can go for lots of different things that involve energy. But what I want to say, like I've said in many of my previous videos, is that just because energy healing is taught, let's say, in the Chinese culture one way, and then it's taught in the Japanese culture one way, I'm just saying those two because those are two that I've seen. It doesn't mean that it's different energy. Energy is energy, no matter where you go. If you are in Spain, the energy is still energy. If you are in the Antarctic, you can see I used to be a primary school teacher, but the energy is the same. Energy is energy. Obviously, things are called different things because that's how those people interpreted it, and that's how they labeled it, and that's how they use it. I have found my energy journey to be very personal, but it's very helpful to look into different things because what's the word? Like it slowly helps each like I can see it in my head, like that's the seed that was planted of energy work, and then I learned a bit from there and I learned a bit from there, and it builds and it builds and it builds. So I would say again, look for as much information as you feel comfortable with. Don't bombard yourself with information, but the best way to find lots of information is to take your time. Start off with where you're at. What do I want to learn next? Learn a little bit, like a few months later, learn a little bit. That's how I've done it. Maybe it doesn't work for you. Some people like to systematically look and learn everything. My brain and my physical body does not work that way. I like to slowly process and then build and then slowly process and then build, and that to me is a more embodied way to learn for me. It's not a head lesson. It's a heart and a physical body, like experiential lesson. It's experiencing it as I learn it. So the first part of energy healing that I learned, which was many years ago, and this is now very mainstream that lots of people know about, is learning about the chakras. Now, there is a lot of hate online for how you pronounce it. I've actually heard of spiritual teachers saying we shouldn't be pronouncing it incorrectly. My pronunciation is not to be disrespectful. I just literally say it the way that I've learned it. So I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. But anyway, the chakras. So you have your chakra system running through your body. The root, so the root is red, it's at the bottom, the base. The sacral, which is by your sacrum, which is orange. You have your solar plexus, which is underneath the ribs. And this is how I see it. I might be wrong. You're welcome to correct me. This is literally how I process it as I go. The heart chakra, which is green, the throat, which is blue, the third eye, which I can't remember the color. I see it as purple. I'm just sharing my own. I'm not good with the book learning. I see it as purple, and the crown, which I see as white. I might be incorrect. But as I've learned the chakra system, the first thing I'm going to share with you is that you can literally just set an intention to tap into that chakra. Close your eyes and just ask to feel it. Even if it feels like your imagination, whatever it is, tap into those chakras. I started off, that's where my journey started, just asking an angel to step in, and I've worked with Archangel Michael or Archangel Metatron to come in and just help me to clear each chakra slowly. That's where I started, and I just go through the chakras. I sometimes start from crown to root, or I start from root up, but as I've gone, I have just created my own journey with energy, because energy is not a book that you learn. It's you. It's your energy. It's yours to be felt. And I unfortunately feel, and this can make me feel emotional, that we are taught things to be a book, to say, XYZ, you do this, you do that, you don't do this, you don't do that. Make sure you've done this, make sure you've done that. No, I don't want to do that. It's mine. Nobody can tell you how to work with your energy. It's yours. It's your beautiful energy. And it's yours to play with and experiment with and connect with because you are it. It is you. It's not, and that is how you connect with God, with Source. It's not for somebody else to tell you how to do that. Not even me. In this video, I'm not telling you how to do it. I want to share with you my experience, and I hope that you explore so you can find your own experience. Okay, so that was one of the first things that I did. Another thing is just even closing your eyes and imagining your energetic body growing bigger than you and just letting it be there and letting it be felt. It's imagining yourself holding energy in your hands and just feeling what it feels like because it's there. Tapping in a lot to the heart chakra. The heart for me and for many is like it's almost like the chakra that holds everything together. I don't know how else to explain it in my own words. I know how it feels. I don't know how to say it. But coming back to that heart and asking, like, what is happening in my heart? The more you work with the energy systems, the more you start to feel when things are stuck, when things are feeling out, when things are, yeah. And you can start to learn what the different ones mean for you. I will share what they mean for me. And this is book learning as well. I mean, I've learned this online, I've learned this from courses I've done, but it's also shifted the meaning as I've gone. So root chakra is stability, it's safety. So root chakra for me, I need to do a lot of grounding when I'm not feeling safe, when I'm not feeling comfortable. Sometimes I do a meditation where I literally close my eyes and I try bring in the feeling of the most comfortable I feel. So whether it's with a certain group of people or whether it's in a certain place, like when I get home, I'm grateful. Not everybody has this experience. When I get home, I feel safe. I can be myself. I feel heard. What does that feel like? And I bring that feeling into my body. So there's lots of other things you can do. That's just one. Sacral is your creativity, your sexuality, it's creation energy. It's allowing something to move through you that you want to make. And that is not just it's not just art, it's anything. If you want to make anything, like I can't think of examples now, it's allowing that energy to move through you. How can we tap into it more? We can create. So how does it feel? For me, everything comes back to feeling. This might not resonate for you. It might. How does it feel to make an artwork when you were a child? Or, okay, let me do something that's less school, because we often come back to the school thing of, I need it to look like this. Oh no, it's not looking like that. And we lose our connection to creation. That's not creation energy. It is, but I'm saying for me, it isn't. For me, creation energy is watching my kids go, I'm going to build a fairy garden. There's no, like, I don't know what it's going to become. Sorry, I don't know what it's going to become. I'm collecting sticks, I'm collecting flowers, I'm collecting leaves, I'm building. It's becoming something as I build it. I don't even know what it's going to look like. To me, that's creation energy. It's trusting the process of creating. So, when was a time that you trusted the process of creating? Whether when you were a child, now, it can even be painting a room a certain color and not actually thinking of how it's going to look, just painting it and being like, oh, look how that came out in the end. Or planting a garden and just letting it grow, like creation energy. I feel like I can't come up with some good examples, but tapping into that feeling. Solar plexus, for me, self-belief, self-worth. Often I just have the word doubt because that's what sits there for me a lot. Doubting, am I good enough? Is this going to work? Do I know where I'm going? Do I know what I'm doing? Why am I doing this? Everybody thinks I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what to do. Self-worth. How can I tap into that? When did I feel most myself and tapped into that feeling of like, I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm going. I don't need anybody else to tell me who I am. And if you can't tap into that, there's your starting point. Tap into what is doubt, fear. Let's sit with that. Let's welcome it in. Let's ask angels and guides to help us figure out what to do with it. And then just let that journey flow. Heart chakra. It kind of goes without saying, but love, compassion, something I want to share for heart chakra. I had a day where I was walking, I was on holiday. I was walking down this boardwalk in Umhlanga in KZN and in South Africa, if you're watching this from another country. And I was walking up and down this boardwalk, like having a walk and like on my own because I'd asked like my husband, I needed like space for a little bit without the kids just to like think because I was feeling really heavy. And as I walked, I actually felt heavier because the energies around me at that time on that day, it was people on work calls. It was people walking with, I could feel the intention of like, must get exercise done, must do XYZ. I'm not judging. I know I've done that as well. Must do thing, tick off list, rushing, trying to get things done. And I was feeling heavy, heavy, heavy. Anyway, I decided I'm going to sit down. And I'm not somebody who openly can meditate in public. So I was like, I need to sit down. I need to sit down. I need to connect. I need to connect. I'm not feeling good. And I'm not going to keep walking feeling this way. And I found a space that was kind of secluded, but it wasn't secluded. But anyway, I don't think anyone was looking at me, but I kept closing my eyes and then I opened them because I'm like, I'm just chilling here. Nothing's happening. But eventually I found the the courage to close my eyes and just tap in and say, I'm feeling heavy. Call my guides in and ask, what do I need? What do I need? What do I need? And I just felt this feeling. I can't remember the whole like thing of events of how I got to this thing of my energy is love. My energy is love. My energy is love. And then I just started feeling, what does my energy is love mean? And I can't always tap into it. I've tried it many times when I feel heavy and I can't tap into it. But on that specific day, I could tap into it. And my energy is love. My energy is love. And I kind of felt this instruction, like this messaging to create rainbow colors coming out of me. I always think if anyone watches this that doesn't do this work, it must sound crazy. But spiritual work is play. Like it's play. It's being a child again and seeing rainbow colors shooting out of you. And these rainbow colors were just like coming out. My energy is love. My energy is love. My energy is love. And even now I can remember that feeling. There we go. And then I drop into the heart. Ah, my energy is love. And calling in Jesus is a big one for me. My energy is love. The Sacred Heart of Jesus. So much love. Sometimes that's a really good place to start. Who or what represents love? Sometimes starting with yourself is hard. Start with somebody else. Anyway, my energy is love. And I carried on walking then. I walked back the other way. And I had this feeling of, I'm rippling out my energy as love. And the energy around me started to shift. I no longer felt the heaviness of the people around me. It created the shield of my energy is love, and I imagined it just going on to everyone, like if they wanted it. Again, energy work is really about consent. Like I can't force my energy on somebody, but if you want this love, here it is, here it is, here it is. And guess what happened? Guess what happened? Guess what happened? Okay, you can't guess what happened. I was walking and literally I'm not making this up. It sounds like I am. Dolphins were flipping, diving right there as I was walking, and I just saw all these. I mean, maybe it's a common sight there, but it definitely felt linked to the energy shift. And I saw these dolphins going freely, and that was the feeling. My energy is love. Oh, and I felt lighter and I felt happier. And from the time I started walking to the time I got back, I felt like a different person. That to me is energy healing. That to me is working with energy. Okay, heart chakra, throat chakra, um, self-expression, obviously from the throat, but there's another word. Um, it's like truth, but it's like listening to yourself first. What is my truth before I share it? We don't always get that opportunity as children, as adults. I have truth, but maybe I don't even know what it is yet. Like if you keep being told what to think, what to do, what to say, what to be, how can you tap into that truth? So it's sitting with truth. What does truth actually mean for me? Who am I? What am I doing? Where am I going? Tapping into that and saying, what is my truth? Before I even speak it, what is it? And can I speak it to myself? It doesn't even have to be spoken to other people. And then it can be. Like now I'm doing this and I can feel my energy flowing better because I have not done videos for 6 months or more. I don't even know when last I did a video because I was dealing with fears and anxieties and throat not ready to share truth. And this is truth. So here it is. Okay. So it's tapping into that feeling of when did I know my own truth? When did I know who I was and what I wanted to share? And don't I know that yet? Maybe I don't know that yet. There's my starting point. How does it feel to not know my own truth? How does it feel to be told what to be and what to say and what to do and what to believe? Do I want to feel that way? Then that's up to you to feel it. And what does it feel like? I don't want this. Or I do. Or, that's up to you. Throat. Third eye. Now, what I've realized, quick like hashtag, there are other like chakras that have come up for me that I still don't know enough about. Um, a chakra feeling here, and someone told me it's the thalamus chakra. I don't know enough about it to share. Chakra feeling behind my nose, which feels less linked to throat and third eye, but it's like here. And that is a feeling of tapping into almost behind here. And it could be what's that gland everyone talks about? I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to like harp on about it, but the point I'm trying to make is energy is a journey. And it doesn't have to be book learning still. It can be something that comes, and it can be. But for me, it's been what does it feel like? What is coming up? What are my guides telling me? Because then it feels like my energy. It's not someone telling me how to work with my energy. It's me discovering my energy and playing with it. Okay, then third eye to me is clear vision, but it's clear vision that extends far beyond human sight. It's seeing into the hearts of people. It's seeing into the intentions of people. And I would almost want to say seeing that oneness and that even though there is hate and uh, you know negative energies and things happening, clear vision shows us that there's so much more than just that. So, what I would say there is being compassionate to other people's situations, realizing that sometimes intentions are not good because people are hurting and wounded, and but to see that those people need to take accountability and those people need their own healing journey, and then setting boundaries that say, I'm protecting my energy, and even though I can see clearly, even though I can look with compassion, it's not my place to step in and be a part of that. I can still step back and see things clearly without having to be involved. I feel like I don't really know if I'm sharing that the way I wanted to, but I think it kind of makes sense. There was more to it than that. And then seeing spiritual truth. So seeing things differently to how we've always thought they could be. Allowing yourself to say, hang on, I know I've always believed this, but could there be another truth? Could there be something else that could be real for this? You know. And then crown chakra, crown of the head to me, I always see as just like this like cylinder of light. It's a space where we can connect our energy to God, to source, to oneness. And from what I've learned, also book learning, so I haven't experienced it as much as I've read about it, is that going up from the crown chakra, there is more and more and more energy centers as we rise. But I don't really know. Yeah, I don't want to share that yet because I don't really know how I feel moving past that. I feel it, but I don't know enough to share it, and I don't really know what I would share yet. But it's just to know that if that's what you experience, that there could be that. There's more. There's always more. There's always more. There's always more. There's always more to learn. There's always more to experience. Crown chakra is that feeling of complete connection to God, that we know we are one with God, with all, with we are always guided, we are always loved, we are always protected, connected. Yeah. Um, and then allowing yourself to tap into when did I feel that connection? I'm going to come back to this message because I feel like it keeps coming through this way. People felt and feel like it is important to teach people who God is. And I feel like it's only a really small part of the journey because I feel like we cannot know God until we have connected with God ourselves. Maybe the way you've been taught to connect with God is not the way that your soul resonates. Maybe the prayer you have been taught does not connect you with God. Maybe the church or the temple you have attended does not resonate with the way your soul wants to connect with God. And I believe tapping into that crown chakra or just tapping in to your heart or wherever and asking, what makes me feel closest to God? Is it the ocean, which is one that as a young child, I felt God. And then I would go to church and it wasn't a feeling, it wasn't a connection. It was, I learned a lot. And eventually I did go on to feel more in church, but I felt God everywhere else. Like I felt God in the by the ocean. I felt God on the mountain. I felt God in a person that smiled at me. I just feel like what I'm trying to say is we are taught a way to connect with God, and if we are willing and if we are open to it, to step back and say, are there other ways that could enhance my relationship to God? Maybe that's something that could be helpful. So that's my share for energy. um, and I will reiterate that there are plenty of places you can go to learn about energy. I'm not saying don't learn like that. Don't take that as what I'm saying. I don't resonate with learning that way, but other people do, definitely. Maybe a book, maybe a video, maybe a course. I have done courses, but practical. That's me. I need practical, hands-on. Maybe do a lesson like a qigong or a I don't actually, I have done Qigong now and I know that it works with energy and I know there's other things that do, but I haven't done anything else other than that, but I know there are more things. Reiki obviously also works with energy. Um, but something I wanted to add before we finish um, is that even if you haven't done a course, this is my belief, it's not the belief. A lot of courses might teach you that it's important to do a course before you can do the work. And I believe sometimes that is very true. But if you feel like you are ready to channel energy and you are ready to bring through loving energy and healing energy, there is no reason that you shouldn't for yourself, for your family. I will be posting a video about sending healing energy out. The most important thing to remember is that it is not your place to decide who gets your energy. You cannot send, oh, I don't believe you should ever send energy or healing energy to somebody unless they consent. And it doesn't have to be verbal. You can tap into their energy and say, may I connect with your energy and send you healing? And you will know if there's a yes. Well, you may know if there's a yes or a no, but I do think that we are not here to be like healers that feel we know better and I will heal you. I am here to bring healing into your life. Unless somebody comes to you and asks, or if you get permission in some way, I feel like that is really, really important in all areas of our life, actually, getting permission for everything before we step into somebody else's space and their energy and their journey. Because I'm going to finish with this. Everybody has an inner world. Even if from the outside you might look and say, that person doesn't know what they're doing. Oh, they don't know what I know. Like we all do it. I do it. I'm a human. I look and I think, oh, I wish they knew this. I wish they knew that. I'm not, I'm human. We all do it. But to realize and acknowledge that they may know things so differently from you do. They may process differently. They may externally present things differently. You don't know somebody's inner world. You don't know their soul. You don't know their heart. And I think it's a really good opportunity to honor your heart, your energy, your soul, and then honor the heart, energy, and soul of everyone around you. That we are all the masters of our own energy, soul, and connection with God and source and the spirit around us. So I hope that was helpful. Um, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, send it to someone who might be interested. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.